So now that we've actually gone over, good modern day storytelling, and we're keeping it, I guess, in MCU, what was an example that you've seen of bad modern day storytelling?
Bad.
Yeah.
I would like to start with something that I've seen,
Go on.
but then it gets worse because I with stuff that I haven't seen because I just refuse to see it.
That's
Um,
fair.
I would say uh, Captain Marvel was bad,
Okay. All right.
and I think it was probably one of the first seriously bad, seriously bad MCU
All right.
products.
Okay.
Seriously. Um, I'm going to say I'm gonna speak blasphemy right now, but I have my reasons. I have my
Okay.
reasons.
Okay.
If we want to get into
Okay.
them, we can
Okay.
get into them.
Go ahead.
But
Yes.
Black Panther wasn't very good.
Yeah. That's well. Those are
But
that's two lists.
but
Go
that
on.
but that wasn't good. Like, oh my god, that was the worst thing you made. It wasn't
Hmm.
good in a lot of other reasons.
Okay. Yeah, and because I know people would immediately say, "Well, how can it be bad if it made over $1 billion?" Both those movies independently made $1 billion by themselves. But go on. But they would
Because
to
it's a
that you would
different
say,
it's a different type of bad,
"Okay,
right?
all right."
Like there's
Which one?
bad like, man,
Okay.
this story writing is garbage.
Okay.
Captain Marvel, right?
Okay. Hmm.
Captain Marvel. And they'll say, hero struggle, none of that. It's like I don't even understand what was going on. Well, back in the 80s, this there was an alien here working on alien stuff, and it ended up giving a normal person, a human, superpowers, and then they forgot who they were, and they went into space, right? And then they came back because the space guys were fighting each other, and the bad space guys were here. And then Nick Fury, who had just said in Winter Soldier, it was a very heavy scene when he's talking to his old buddy about how he gave his eye for his country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
You don't miss.
never let like
Don't miss. Yeah.
and then they're showing pictures of him shaking hands with presidents and sitting in White Houses. He wasn't some jamoke wearing a tie like from some buddy cop film, and he loses his
Mhm.
eye from a cat scratching it. Nobody was super, so she didn't really have anybody. She stopped an alien invasion. It was just like, what are we here for? What are we watching? Besides the
Okay.
introduction of Captain Marvel, she has no villain. There's no villain for her. And in the end, the villain are the people that lied to her, but they lied to her because she had their technology in her,
Okay.
and they took her instead of Captain Marvel, who was a Kree, to fight Skrulls, who were their enemies. And yeah, Earth has nothing to do with any of it. It doesn't. It was just like what? It's just like superheroes go bang bang. That was the whole thing. People want to talk about all the "I'm Just a Girl" music soundtrack while she's beating up a bunch of people and everything else, and all
Hmm.
of that. That's just the fluff. But let's
Okay.
just look at it. It's like superheroes go bang bang. It had about as much good storytelling as one of those superhero things they put on Disney Channel for kids or Nickelodeon, where the kid walks
Oh man.
outside, gets hit with something random or stupid, and then it's just like, I've got superpowers and I'm a kid. Oh, there's a bad guy. I'm a 10-year old who's gonna beat him with superpower. And then in the end, it's like, hi mom, I'm a superhero. And we've all seen those
I
because they
agree.
come out all the time.
True.
We're adults now, but when we were kids, they gave us some dumb stuff, and we just like ate it up because it was like superheroes. I'll do that.
That's agreed. Agreed. I said
Well,
you said go
Captain
ahead.
Marvel had the writing ability of that. She's got superpowers. Now she's back in the 90s, being 90s in super 90s. Who's she gonna fight? Bad guys.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess then the other one you said was Black Panther that you're saying was not great storytelling either, which is bad. So go ahead, expound on the Black Panther
Uh
of,
oh. Uh oh.
Wakanda forever.
So here's the problem. Black Panther. Oh my god.
Go ahead, sir. Deep
Black
breath.
Panther
Okay.
was Well, one Black Panther was by the numbers of the Lion King. Um, it was very much the Lion King. Um,
Oh,
it had that Lion King in it. One in which Simba's journey was to kind of come back from was to embrace his responsibility as king after his
right.
father is murdered
Hmm.
by his uncle, but his uncle told him that it was his fault and he was running from his responsibilities. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Black Panther seemed to be the story of how the villain was better than the hero.
Yeah.
Like it kind of starts with Killmonger and his story. It shows the king of Wakanda, T'Chaka, being kind of an asshole to his own family in
Yes.
Oakland.
To, to his brother, no less. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like I thought this was about family, and you sent him there for a reason. Like I don't get it. But
Right.
anyway,
Right.
the Killmonger is like not just he's not a villain because he spends most of the time being exceptionally justified in everything he does. You know, he's not like this will get me a pretty penny on the black market. He's more like you white motherfucker stole this. And I'm taking it
Right.
back to Africa. So like he's like Robin Hood, like trying to be noble and whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Then he rightfully exercises his birthright. So he's not wrong for coming back, going to Wakanda and be like, "Yo, I deserve a chance." Then he beats the hero, mind you, the only Marvel superhero to actually lose a
Straight
fight to
up.
his
Right.
name, straight up lose,
Straight up. Straight up. Yeah. Because
straight
they
up lose.
both
Legitimate,
drank the thingy.
legitimate defeat, legitimate defeat. No one, you can look at it. No one has legitimately lost to their villain. So Killmonger and T'Challa had a legit like one-on-one battle, and he lost. He
He
absolutely
did.
lost. Then he
Yeah.
was thrown off the side of the mountain, which should have killed him because he had no
Definitely.
superpowers.
No superpowers.
So if he survived, that's by luck, right?
Completely. Yeah.
Then he breaks the rules of the country and steals the throne from the rightful ruler of Wakanda.
A coup. Yeah.
And he staged the coup with the help of everyone else. All of his technology comes from his sister. It was up to his sister and his friends to illegally give him the herb, right? And then they supported his illegal coup of his own country, which he rightfully lost to the better fighter, more justified hero. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it was almost like he was the bad guy. And then in the end, he decides to try and do the thing Killmonger's talking about trying to do, and that's help people out in Oakland.
After he killed him. Yeah.
Like, what? Like, why is he a bad guy? Oh, because he's got a bad attitude and he's ultra violent.
Right.
So why is the movie called Black Panther?
Black Panther.
Like
Yeah.
that was like that was a hero that they didn't want us to believe was all that heroic.
Yeah.
But he's also the only Marvel superhero that legitimately lost to his villain.
True.
Tony Stark did not lose to any of the villains in a legitimate way. He may have been captured briefly by the in part three, but that's while
Okay.
he was not Iron Man, and that guy was hopped up on super juice, and he got captured after he infiltrated, not as Iron Man. Once he got full Iron Man access,
Oh, it
he
was a
beat the
wrap.
crap out of him and everybody.
Everybody. Yeah. That's true.
You know what I mean? Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody got
Yeah.
the Iron Man,
Yeah.
and
I was
mind
gonna say.
you,
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and Tony Stark doesn't have any superpowers. His
He
superpower
doesn't.
is
Right.
the technology.
I was gonna say if there's anyone that was believable to lose one on one at first, it would have been Tony Stark's Iron Man.
Mhm.
Everyone else is like it wouldn't have made sense, but
His first fight with
yeah,
Obadiah Stane in the first one, he
yeah,
won.
yeah,
He
yeah. That's
didn't
what I
lose.
mean. It's like yeah,
They
that,
usually they do the whole momentarily debilitated during the fight thing to build up
hmm
suspense, but then in
right,
that same fight, he ultimately
right.
wins.
Win.